Have you ever felt drained without knowing why? As if invisible forces were quietly stealing your peace and happiness? Do you sometimes carry the weight of others' emotions, criticisms, or expectations, even when they don't belong to you? What if I told you that there are simple yet powerful ways to protect your energy and create a life of greater balance and serenity? In today's video, we're going to uncover the hidden influences that may be sabotaging your well-being and explore how ancient wisdom can guide you to reclaim your inner peace. Together, we'll dive into transformative practices inspired by Buddhist philosophy that can help you let go of what doesn't serve you and embrace what truly nourishes your spirit. If you've ever wondered how to stop absorbing negativity or how to set boundaries that honor your well-being, this is the video for you. Before we begin, take a moment to support this journey of growth by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell. By doing so, you won't miss any of the empowering content we share here. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to like the video. It's a small action that creates a ripple of positivity, helping more people discover these insights. In the comments, share the mantra, "I protect my peace and honor my energy," to affirm your commitment to living with intention and balance. Let's embark on this transformative journey together and uncover the keys to protecting your energy, one mindful choice at a time. Are you ready to take that first step? Let's begin. The wisdom of ancient teachings often provides clarity to our modern challenges, and the principles of Buddhism are no exception. These teachings emphasize mindfulness, balance, and intentionality in navigating the complexities of life. One profound aspect of this wisdom is learning to protect our energy from negative influences that can quietly sabotage our peace and happiness. Although subtle, these influences can shape the trajectory of our lives in significant ways. Understanding and applying these principles is essential for cultivating a life filled with serenity and purpose. It's fascinating how, without realizing it, we often accept behaviors, words, and attitudes from others that weigh us down. These invisible energies manifest as criticisms, guilt, or expectations that infiltrate our thoughts and emotions, leaving a lasting imprint. To truly live in alignment with our inner values, we must develop the awareness to recognize and reject what does not serve our growth. This process begins with examining the kinds of interactions we engage in and the emotions we internalize. One of the most pervasive forms of negative energy comes in the guise of criticism, often framed as advice or constructive feedback. Such words can plant seeds of self-doubt within us. While feedback can sometimes be helpful, not all criticisms are constructive. Destructive comments, especially those rooted in others' insecurities or frustrations, can linger in our minds, growing into obstacles that erode our confidence and sense of self-worth. It is important to pause and assess the intent and truth behind these remarks. Are they guiding us toward growth, or are they merely reflections of someone else's unresolved issues? The moment we choose to reject criticism that doesn't uplift or empower us, we begin to reclaim the narrative of our own lives. Equally insidious is the guilt that others may project onto us. This guilt often arises when people attempt to make us feel responsible for their problems or emotions. It may come from loved ones, colleagues, or even strangers, often disguised as an appeal for help or understanding. While compassion and empathy are integral to living harmoniously, accepting undue guilt can trap us in cycles of self-judgment and unnecessary suffering. To break free from this pattern, we must learn to discern what is truly ours to carry and what is not. This clarity allows us to set healthy boundaries while maintaining kindness and integrity. Boundaries are not walling. They are bridges to a more peaceful existence. When we create clear and respectful boundaries, we protect our energy from being drained by external pressures. For many, the challenge lies in learning to say no without guilt. This act of self-preservation is often misunderstood as selfishness, but in reality, it is a profound act of self-love. By prioritizing our well-being, we create the space to show up more fully for ourselves and others. This balance is the cornerstone of a harmonious life. Another common, yet often overlooked way we absorb negative energy is through the emotional burdens of others. Have you ever noticed how a friend's frustration, a partner's sadness, or a colleague's stress can become your own? This phenomenon, though rooted in empathy, can lead us to carry emotions that are not ours to bear. Over time, this emotional baggage can drain our mental and physical energy, leaving us feeling exhausted and disconnected from our own needs and desires. The key to navigating these situations is developing emotional resilience. By practicing mindfulness, we can observe these emotions without absorbing them, allowing us to offer support without compromising our own balance. Mindfulness is a powerful tool that enables us to remain present and aware of the energies we encounter. Through mindfulness, we can pause before reacting, giving ourselves the space to decide whether to accept or reject what is being offered. Meditation and daily reflection are especially effective in cultivating this awareness. By regularly checking in with ourselves, we gain insight into the subtle shifts in our thoughts and emotions, empowering us to make choices that align with our highest values. As we navigate these challenges, it's essential to recognize that the fear of rejection often plays a significant role in our willingness to accept negativity. This fear can manifest in various ways, staying in unhealthy relationships, agreeing to commitments that drain us, or avoiding difficult conversations to maintain approval. At its core, this fear stems from a desire to belong and be accepted. However, when we prioritize others' opinions over our own well-being, we lose touch with our authenticity. True acceptance begins within. When we honor our needs and respect our boundaries, we create a foundation of self-worth that is unshakable, regardless of external validation. Living with intention requires us to be selective about the people, environments, and energies we allow into our lives. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and inspire us is crucial. These are the people who respect our boundaries, encourage our growth, and share our values. Their presence creates a nurturing environment where our minds and spirits can thrive. Conversely, relationships that drain our energy or undermine our confidence must be reevaluated. While it can be challenging to distance ourselves from such influences, doing so is necessary for our well-being. The process of protecting our energy is not about avoiding negativity altogether. It is about transforming it. When we encounter criticism, frustration, or other negative influences, we have the power to reframe these experiences as opportunities for growth. For example, if someone directs their frustrations toward us, we can see it as a chance to strengthen our emotional boundaries and practice compassion without over-identifying with their emotions. This shift in perspective not only neutralizes negativity, but also allows us to use it as a catalyst for personal development. Affirmations are another powerful tool for transforming negativity. By verbalizing positive and purpose-driven statements, we anchor ourselves in our intentions and redirect our focus toward what truly matters. When faced with criticism, for instance, we might affirm, "I am worthy and capable." This moment is an opportunity to learn and grow. Such affirmations remind us of our resilience and keep us grounded in our values, preventing external negativity from derailing our inner peace. Channeling negative energy into productive actions is another transformative practice. When we feel overwhelmed by frustration or sadness, we can redirect this energy into activities that bring us closer to our goals. Whether it's pursuing a creative project, engaging in physical activity, or tackling a long overdue task, this redirection turns potential obstacles into momentum for progress. In doing so, we reclaim control over our emotional and mental state, using what could have been a source of stress as fuel for growth. To solidify these practices, creating personal rituals of release can be immensely helpful. These rituals, though simple, carry profound symbolic significance. Writing down worries or frustrations and then destroying the paper, for instance, symbolizes letting go of their hold on us. Such acts reinforce our ability to move forward, creating space for new opportunities and positive experiences. Rituals like these remind us of our agency and encourage us to approach life with a sense of empowerment and purpose. Ultimately, Protecting our energy and cultivating inner peace is an ongoing journey. It requires us to continually assess what we allow into our lives and adjust as needed. By embracing mindfulness, setting boundaries, and reframing negativity, we create a foundation for a life that is both harmonious and fulfilling. These practices not only shield us from the influences that drain us, but also guide us toward greater self-awareness and intentionality. This path is not without challenges, but it is profoundly rewarding. As we become more attuned to the energies around us, we gain the clarity and strength to make choices that align with our deepest values. In doing so, we create a life that reflects our truest selves, a life filled with peace, purpose, and joy. And as we continue this journey, we inspire others to do the same, contributing to a world where positivity and mindfulness prevail. When we commit to a life of mindfulness and self-awareness, we begin to see how even small, seemingly insignificant interactions can ripple through our inner world. The words we hear, the expectations placed upon us, and the emotions others express all carry energy that has the potential to shape our thoughts and feelings. The more attuned we become to these influences, the better equipped we are to make conscious choices about what we allow into our lives. One of the most profound insights from Buddhist philosophy is the understanding that everything is energy. Our interactions, relationships, and even our own thoughts vibrate at frequencies that either uplift or deplete us. When we accept negativity from others, whether in the form of harsh criticism, unspoken expectations, or emotional burdens, it's as though we invite a subtle disruption into our energetic field. Over time, these disruptions can accumulate, manifesting as stress, self-doubt, or even physical exhaustion. But by cultivating discernment, we can learn to protect our energy and prioritize what nourishes our spirit. A significant aspect of this discernment lies in recognizing the disguised nature of negativity. For instance, people often frame their criticisms or opinions as helpful advice. While some feedback may indeed be constructive, it's essential to assess its origin. Is it rooted in kindness and a desire to support your growth? Or does it stem from the other person's unresolved insecurities or frustrations? A simple way to evaluate this is by observing how the feedback makes you feel. Constructive input often leaves you feeling empowered and inspired, even if it challenges you. On the other hand, destructive criticism creates feelings of inadequacy or doubt. By becoming aware of this distinction, you can selectively embrace feedback that serves your growth while letting go of what does not. Similarly, guilt can be another subtle form of negative energy that we often internalize without question. It may arise when someone implies that we've failed to meet their expectations or that we're responsible for their struggles. While it's natural to feel compassion for others, there's a clear difference between empathy and accepting undue guilt. When we allow ourselves to be burdened by guilt that isn't ours to carry, we not only compromise our own well-being, but also diminish our capacity to offer genuine support. Buddhist teachings encourage us to examine the roots of guilt and ask ourselves whether it truly aligns with our sense of responsibility. This practice helps us approach situations with clarity, balancing compassion with self-respect. Learning to say no without guilt is one of the most liberating acts of self-care. Many of us are conditioned to equate saying yes with kindness or generosity, but in reality, an unchecked tendency to please others can lead to resentment and burnout. Saying no does not mean we lack compassion. Rather, it reflects a commitment to honoring our own needs and limits. By setting clear boundaries, we preserve our energy for what truly matters, creating a more sustainable way of living and connecting with others. Boundaries, however, are not just about saying no to others, they're also about saying yes to ourselves. When we establish boundaries, we carve out space for our passions, dreams, and well-being. This might mean dedicating time to hobbies, pursuing personal growth, or simply resting when needed. These moments of self-investment are vital for maintaining balance and ensuring that we have the energy to show up fully in our relationships and endeavors. Another aspect of protecting our energy involves becoming more mindful of the emotions we absorb from those around us. Empathy is a beautiful quality that allows us to connect deeply with others, but it can also make us vulnerable to emotional contagion. When someone close to us is upset, stressed, or angry, it's natural to feel their pain as though it were our own. However, this emotional merging can leave us depleted, especially if it becomes a pattern. To break this cycle, mindfulness offers a powerful solution. By observing our emotions with curiosity and detachment, we can recognize which feelings are truly ours and which belong to others. This awareness creates a healthy emotional boundary, allowing us to offer support without losing ourselves in the process. Mindfulness also plays a crucial role in addressing the fear of rejection, a common barrier to setting boundaries and asserting our needs. This fear often drives us to accept situations or relationships that don't serve us, simply to avoid conflict or maintain approval. But when we prioritize others' acceptance over our own authenticity, we compromise our happiness and self-worth. True freedom comes from within, from embracing who we are and valuing our own needs, even if that means disappointing others at times. By shifting our focus from external validation to internal alignment, we build the confidence to walk away from what no longer serves us. As we navigate these dynamics, it's important to surround ourselves with people who respect and uplift us. Relationships rooted in mutual respect and positivity create an environment where we can flourish. These connections encourage us to grow, celebrate our successes, and support us through challenges. Conversely, relationships that drain our energy or undermine our confidence must be approached with care. Sometimes this means having honest conversations about boundaries. Other times, it may mean letting go of certain relationships altogether. While this process can be difficult, it ultimately creates space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. Transforming negativity into growth is one of the most empowering shifts we can make. When we encounter criticism, frustration, or other challenges, we have the choice to either absorb them or reframe them as opportunities for self-improvement. For example, if someone projects their anger onto us, we can use the moment to practice emotional detachment and strengthen our boundaries. By viewing these situations as lessons rather than obstacles, we turn adversity into a tool for personal development. Affirmations can also play a key role in this transformation. These positive, intentional statements act as anchors, keeping us grounded in our values and goals. When faced with negativity, affirmations like, "I am deserving of peace and prosperity," or "I release what does not serve me," remind us of our inner strength and purpose. Over time, these affirmations shape our mindset, reinforcing a sense of resilience and self-worth that is unshakable. Channeling negative energy into constructive actions is another powerful strategy. When we feel overwhelmed by stress or frustration, we can redirect that energy towards something productive, whether it's tackling a creative project, decluttering our space, or engaging in physical exercise. These actions not only provide a sense of accomplishment, but also transform what could have been a source of anxiety into a catalyst for progress. In this way, we reclaim control over our emotions and use them to fuel meaningful change. To close the loop on negativity, rituals of release offer a symbolic yet impactful way to let go of what no longer serves us. These rituals can be as simple as writing down our worries and tearing up the paper, or as elaborate as meditative visualizations of releasing burdens into the wind. Such practices remind us of our agency, reinforcing the belief that we have the power to shape our emotional and mental landscape. Ultimately, the journey to protect our energy and cultivate peace is a deeply personal one. It requires us to remain vigilant about the influences we allow into our lives while nurturing the practices and relationships that uplift us. By embracing mindfulness, setting boundaries, and transforming negativity, we create a life that is aligned with our highest values. This process not only enriches our own well-being, but also radiates positivity to those around us, contributing to a more harmonious and compassionate world. As we continue to delve into the importance of protecting our energy and creating a balanced life, it becomes evident that our choices shape the quality of our existence. Every word we speak, Every emotion we harbor and every relationship we nurture contributes to the environment within and around us. The power to cultivate a life of harmony lies in the seemingly small, everyday decisions we make, decisions about what to accept, what to reject, and how to navigate challenges with grace and mindfulness. One of the most empowering aspects of this journey is recognizing that negativity, in whatever form it appears, does not have to define us. Instead of passively accepting harmful energies, we can actively transform them. This shift begins with reframing our perspective. For example, when faced with criticism, it's easy to internalize the negativity and let it diminish our self-esteem. But what if we viewed it as an opportunity to grow stronger? By asking ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to better understand myself? We take control of the narrative. This reframing allows us to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. The same principle applies to the emotions others direct toward us. Frustration, disappointment, or anger from someone else can feel personal. But in most cases, these emotions are reflections of their own inner struggles. When we remind ourselves of this truth, we create a buffer between their emotions and our own sense of peace. This does not mean we ignore or dismiss others' feelings. Rather, it means we hold space for compassion without letting their energy overwhelm us. This balance is key to maintaining our emotional integrity while supporting those around us. Another profound realization is that protecting our energy often requires us to take an honest look at our own habits and thought patterns. It's not just about what we receive from others, but also about what we generate within ourselves. For instance, how often do we replay negative comments in our minds, amplifying their impact? Or how frequently do we hold on to grudges, allowing them to fester and drain our emotional reserves? Buddhist philosophy teaches us to let go of these mental habits through the practice of mindfulness and non-attachment. By bringing awareness to our thoughts, we can interrupt cycles of negativity and choose more empowering narratives. The practice of non-attachment extends beyond our thoughts to include our relationships and expectations. Many of us cling to relationships that no longer serve us, out of fear of change or a desire to avoid discomfort. However, holding on to such connections can prevent us from experiencing the growth and joy that come from healthier, more aligned relationships. Letting go does not mean we stop caring about others. It means we recognize when a relationship is no longer mutually beneficial and have the courage to prioritize our well-being. This process is often accompanied by the fear of being alone or misunderstood, which can be deeply uncomfortable. Yet, solitude can be one of the most powerful tools for self-discovery and healing. When we spend time with ourselves, free from external influences, we gain clarity about who we are and what truly matters to us. This clarity strengthens our ability to set boundaries and make choices that align with our values. Boundaries are not just about keeping negativity out. They're also about creating space for positivity to flourish. When we say no to what drains us, we say yes to opportunities that energize and inspire us. For example, declining a social invitation that feels obligatory frees up time for activities that genuinely nourish our spirit, such as spending time in nature, pursuing a creative passion, or simply resting. These moments of alignment not only recharge our energy, but also deepen our connection to ourselves. As we become more intentional about protecting our energy, we start to notice the power of our environment. The spaces we inhabit, whether physical or emotional, have a profound impact on our well-being. Cluttered, chaotic spaces can contribute to feelings of stress and overwhelm, while serene, organized environments promote calm and focus. Similarly, the emotional atmosphere of our relationships and communities influences our mood and mindset. Surrounding ourselves with people who radiate positivity, kindness, and respect creates a supportive foundation for personal growth. While cultivating a positive environment is important, it's equally crucial to develop resilience to navigate the negativity that inevitably arises. Life is not devoid of challenges, but how we respond to them makes all the difference. Developing resilience involves strengthening our inner resources through practices like meditation, gratitude, and self-reflection. Meditation, for instance, teaches us to observe our thoughts without becoming attached to them. This practice helps us remain centered, even in the face of adversity. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, fostering a sense of contentment and resilience. Self-reflection allows us to learn from our experiences, turning setbacks into opportunities for growth. One of the most effective ways to transform negativity is by channeling it into purposeful action. When we feel weighed down by stress or frustration, we can redirect that energy towards something constructive. This might mean channeling anger into a workout, using sadness as inspiration for creative expression, or transforming stress into determination to tackle a meaningful goal. By doing so, we not only neutralize the impact of negativity, but also create something tangible and positive in its place. Incorporating rituals into our daily lives can further support this process. Rituals provide a sense of structure and meaning, helping us release negativity and invite positivity. For example, starting each day with a moment of gratitude or ending it with a brief meditation can set the tone for greater mindfulness and peace. Similarly, rituals of release, such as writing down worries and letting them go, whether symbolically or literally, reinforce our ability to move forward without being weighed down by the past. As we practice these strategies, it's essential to remain patient and compassionate with ourselves. Protecting our energy and cultivating peace is not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing journey. There will be moments when we falter, when we allow negativity to seep in or struggle to maintain boundaries. These moments are not failures, but opportunities to deepen our practice and understanding. By approaching them with curiosity and kindness, we turn them into valuable lessons. Ultimately, the process of protecting our energy is about creating a life that reflects our values, nourishes our spirit, and supports our growth. It's about choosing to live with intention and purpose, even in the face of challenges. As we continue on this path, we not only transform our own lives, but also inspire those around us to do the same. Through mindfulness, resilience, and intentionality, we cultivate a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond ourselves, contributing to a world that is more compassionate, balanced, and harmonious. As the journey toward protecting our energy and cultivating peace continues, we deepen our understanding of the subtle ways external and internal forces influence our well-being. Each step forward brings clarity, teaching us that we hold more power than we often realize to shape the quality of our lives. By embracing mindfulness and purposeful action, we create an unshakable foundation for navigating life's complexities with grace. A recurring theme in this process is the importance of self-awareness. It is through awareness that we recognize the moments when our energy is being depleted. Sometimes this depletion comes from others, their words, their expectations, or their emotions. At other times, it arises from within, through self-critical thoughts, unprocessed emotions, or lingering attachments to past experiences. Awareness allows us to pause, reflect, and make conscious choices about how we respond to these influences. For instance, when someone offers unsolicited advice or harsh criticism, it can be easy to internalize their words without questioning their validity. We may find ourselves replaying these comments in our minds, assigning them a weight they do not deserve. But when we approach such moments with awareness, we create space to evaluate their significance. Are these words rooted in truth? Or do they reflect the speaker's own biases or insecurities? By discerning what is constructive and what is not, we can let go of comments that do not serve us, protecting our sense of self-worth. Similarly, self-awareness helps us address the guilt we sometimes carry as a result of others' expectations. Guilt, when misplaced, can become a heavy burden, trapping us in cycles of self-blame and self-doubt. For example, if a loved one expresses disappointment over a decision we've made, it's natural to feel a pang of regret. But it's important to ask ourselves, did we act with integrity? Were our intentions aligned with our values? If the answer is yes, then the guilt we feel may not be ours to bear. This clarity allows us to release unnecessary guilt and remain true to ourselves. The concept of release is central to protecting our energy. Letting go is not always easy, especially when it involves relationships, habits, or thought patterns that have become deeply ingrained. Yet, holding on to what no longer serves us only creates resistance, preventing new opportunities and growth from entering our lives. Letting go is an act of courage, requiring trust in ourselves and in the process of life. It's a recognition that we cannot control everything, and that true freedom comes from embracing change rather than resisting it. One of the most profound ways to practice letting go is through forgiveness. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as condoning hurtful behavior, but in truth, it is a gift we give ourselves. It is a decision to release the anger, resentment, or pain that keeps us tethered to the past. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the emotional weight of what has been done to us, allowing us to move forward with greater peace. This does not mean we must reconcile with those who have harmed us, but rather that we reclaim our power by no longer allowing their actions to define us. Just as letting go creates space for growth, setting boundaries creates structure for peace. Boundaries are a way of communicating to ourselves and others what we value and what we will not tolerate. They are acts of self-respect, rooted in the understanding that we cannot pour from an empty cup. By setting boundaries, we preserve our energy for what truly matters: our passions, our relationships, and our personal well-being. Learning to enforce boundaries can be challenging, especially if we fear conflict or rejection. But each time we honor our limits, we reinforce our sense of self-worth. For example, declining an invitation to an event that feels draining or stepping away from a conversation that becomes toxic are small yet powerful ways to assert our boundaries. Over time, these actions become second nature, enabling us to navigate life with greater ease and confidence. The practice of mindfulness further strengthens our ability to protect our energy. By cultivating presence, we become more attuned to the subtleties of our experiences, noticing when something feels off or out of alignment. Mindfulness also helps us respond rather than react to challenges, giving us the clarity to make choices that reflect our values. For instance, if we find ourselves in a heated argument, mindfulness allows us to pause, breathe, and decide whether continuing the discussion serves any purpose. This pause can be transformative, preventing unnecessary conflict and preserving our peace. Mindfulness also extends to the way we interact with our environment. The spaces we inhabit, both physical and emotional, have a profound impact on our state of mind. Clutter, whether in our homes or in our thoughts, creates chaos that can overwhelm us. Taking the time to create a calm and organized environment promotes clarity and focus, enabling us to approach life with greater intention. Similarly, nurturing relationships that uplift us while gently distancing ourselves from those that drain us fosters a supportive and harmonious emotional space. Resilience is another vital aspect of protecting our energy. Life will inevitably present challenges, but our ability to bounce back from adversity is what defines our inner strength. Building resilience involves nurturing our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Practices like meditation, journaling, and gratitude are powerful tools for strengthening resilience. Meditation calms the mind and anchors us in the present moment, while journaling provides a safe space to process emotions and gain insight into our experiences. Gratitude, on the other hand, shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, fostering a sense of contentment and optimism. In moments of negativity, reframing our perspective can turn potential setbacks into opportunities for growth. For example, if someone criticizes us harshly, we can choose to view it as an opportunity to practice detachment and strengthen our confidence. Likewise, when faced with a stressful situation, we can ask ourselves how this challenge might help us grow. This shift in perspective not only neutralizes negativity, but also empowers us to approach life with curiosity and resilience. Channeling negative energy into constructive action is another transformative practice. When we feel overwhelmed by frustration or anger, we can redirect that energy towards something meaningful. Whether it's pursuing a creative project, engaging in physical activity, or tackling a task we've been avoiding, this redirection turns potential obstacles into momentum for progress. In doing so, we reclaim our power and use it to create something positive. To anchor these practices, personal rituals of release and renewal can be incredibly grounding. These rituals might include writing down what we wish to release and symbolically discarding it, engaging in a cleansing meditation, or simply taking a mindful walk in nature to reset our energy. Such practices serve as reminders of our ability to let go and invite positivity into our lives. Ultimately, the journey of protecting our energy is about aligning with our truest selves. It is about recognizing that we have the power to choose what we allow into our lives and what we let go of. By embracing mindfulness, resilience, and intentionality, we create a life that reflects our deepest values and aspirations. This process not only enhances our own well-being, but also inspires those around us to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and empowerment. In protecting our energy, we cultivate a ripple effect of positivity, contributing to a more peaceful and compassionate world. As the journey unfolds, the clarity gained from protecting our energy begins to ripple outward, influencing not only our inner world but also our interactions and relationships. This alignment with peace and purpose invites a profound transformation, helping us live more authentically while empowering others to do the same. At the heart of this practice is the recognition that energy is not infinite. It must be carefully stewarded, replenished, and directed toward what truly matters. One of the most liberating realizations on this path is that we do not have to carry what is not ours. Often, we find ourselves weighed down by responsibilities, expectations, or emotions that do not belong to us. For example, we may feel compelled to resolve someone else's problems or meet their unspoken demands, sacrificing our own needs in the process. While acts of kindness and generosity are meaningful, they lose their authenticity when they come from a place of obligation rather than intention. Buddhist teachings remind us that compassion must begin with ourselves. By honoring our own boundaries, we create the capacity to support others from a place of abundance rather than depletion. This self-compassion is not selfish, it is essential. When we take the time to care for ourselves, we replenish the energy needed to navigate life's challenges and nurture meaningful connections. Acts of self-care can be as simple as dedicating time to rest, engaging in hobbies that bring joy, or spending moments in quiet reflection. These practices ground us, helping us to recharge and approach life with greater clarity. In this way, self-care becomes a foundation for everything we do, allowing us to show up more fully for both ourselves and others. Another essential aspect of protecting our energy is recognizing the power of choice. Every interaction, commitment, and decision we make is an opportunity to align with our values. When we say yes to something that doesn't serve us, we inadvertently say no to something that might. For instance, agreeing to take on an extra task at work out of fear of disappointing others might leave us too exhausted to spend quality time with loved ones or pursue personal interests. The more intentional we become about where we direct our energy, the more we realize that each choice is an act of self-respect and purpose. This intentionality extends to our thoughts and emotions. How often do we allow our minds to dwell on negativity, replaying past mistakes, or worrying about the future? These mental habits can drain our energy just as much as external influences. Through mindfulness, we can bring awareness to these patterns and gently redirect our focus. For example, when a self-critical thought arises, instead of engaging with it, we can simply observe it and let it pass, much like a cloud drifting across the sky. This practice creates space for self-acceptance and compassion, freeing us from the grip of negative thought loops. Forgiveness is another powerful way to reclaim our energy. Holding on to resentment or anger ties us to the very situations or people we wish to move on from. While the process of forgiveness can be challenging, it is ultimately an act of liberation. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior. It means releasing the emotional weight it carries. By letting go of resentment, we create space for healing and growth, both for ourselves and for others. This act of release reinforces our commitment to peace, allowing us to move forward unburdened by the past. As we release what no longer serves us, we also create room to cultivate relationships and environments that uplift us. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences, people who inspire, support, and respect us has a profound impact on our well-being. These connections provide a sense of belonging and encouragement, helping us to thrive. Conversely, relationships that are rooted in negativity or imbalance may need to be reevaluated. While it's not always possible to distance ourselves completely, setting boundaries within such relationships can help protect our energy and maintain our inner peace. Our physical and emotional environments play an equally significant role in shaping our energy. Clutter, chaos, or negativity in our surroundings can create unnecessary stress and overwhelm. Taking the time to create a space that feels calm and supportive can have a transformative effect on our mindset. This might involve decluttering our living area, incorporating elements of nature, or creating a dedicated space for meditation or reflection. Similarly, cultivating an emotional environment of gratitude, kindness, and positivity reinforces a sense of harmony and balance. Rituals and practices that ground us in the present moment can further enhance our ability to protect and nurture our energy. Meditation, for instance, helps us cultivate awareness and resilience, allowing us to navigate challenges with greater equanimity. Gratitude practices shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, fostering a sense of contentment and appreciation for the present. Journaling provides an outlet for processing emotions and gaining clarity, turning introspection into a tool for growth. When faced with negativity, whether it comes from within or from others, it's important to remember that we always have the power to reframe it. Challenges, criticisms, or frustrations can be seen not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. For example, a difficult conversation with a colleague might be a chance to practice assertiveness, while a moment of self-doubt could prompt reflection on our values and strengths. This reframing not only neutralizes negativity, but also transforms it into fuel for personal development. Channeling this energy into purposeful action is another powerful way to reclaim control. Instead of letting stress or frustration overwhelm us, we can redirect it toward meaningful pursuits. This might mean using feelings of restlessness to start a new project, turning sadness into creative expression, or channeling anger into advocacy for a cause we care about. By transforming negative energy into productive action, we create tangible results that reflect our resilience and determination. As we integrate these practices into our lives, it's important to recognize that the journey of protecting our energy is not about perfection. There will be times when we falter, when we allow negativity to seep in or struggle to maintain boundaries. These moments are not failures, they are opportunities to deepen our practice and reaffirm our commitment to peace. By approaching them with curiosity and kindness, we turn setbacks into stepping stones, continually moving closer to the life we envision. Ultimately, protecting our energy is about more than just shielding ourselves from negativity. It's about creating a life that is intentional, aligned, and fulfilling. It's about honoring our values, nurturing our well-being, and sharing our light with the world. As we walk this path, we not only transform our own lives, but also inspire others to do the same, contributing to a collective shift toward greater harmony and compassion. In this way, the work we do within ourselves becomes a gift we offer to the world. As we come to the end of this journey, I hope these insights have inspired you to take charge of your energy and protect the peace that is rightfully yours. Remember, the power to create a balanced and harmonious life lies in your hands with every mindful choice. You pave the way for greater serenity and purpose. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to like it. It not only supports the channel, but also helps spread this message to others who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can join us on future journeys of growth and empowerment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What steps are you going to take to protect your energy and cultivate peace in your life? Share your reflections in the comments below, and let's create a supportive community where we inspire and uplift one another. Thank you for being here and for taking this meaningful step toward a more mindful and intentional life. Until next time, protect your peace, honor your energy, and continue walking the path of growth. See you in the next video.